Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Face Attorney. That was annoying. Do a better intro, now.
No.
Alright, so, Officer Jake Marshall. Well, I'm gonna Jake his marshals.
Ah!
I don't even know if that was audible. I farted. Right into the mic, I think.
Right into my fucking nose.
Wait, you sniffed? Why'd you sniff when I farted?
No, I didn't. But it's still there. It's right in front of my fucking face.
Anyway.
I'm not leaning down to speak in the fucking mic. We're gonna pause this shit.
God damn it.
I'm scratching my eye. I am.
I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say.
The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare.
Oh, I could have probably just gotten here.
Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed.
I guess I could have just...
Into the last episode here.
Whoops.
Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? No, Your Honor, I'll be busy eating Jack in the Box. Okay, I guess. Court is now in recess. Oh, fuck. Whew. That burrito's hitting. It takes a real man.
Please stop. There is no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright?
But yeah, no, that's what I was humming during the Meekins testimony.
Oh. Huh. What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you've figured out everything, or fuck. I haven't figured anything out.
Lana, you're the one who knows everything. You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us?
Alright, I'm gay.
Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you.
I don't recall ever asking for his protection.
How can you be so cold?
You really are turning into... Oh, no! No! Alright, we're back. And we're so cold.
How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
Fuck no. Ah! Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals!
Gumshoe jump scare.
Ooh. Yes, I am. No, I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run around all day. And on top of everything, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals.
What the fuck did I just see?
Sorry, Detective. You better be, pal. Hey! 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 I didn't see you in there! Or I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Skye! That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? Oh! 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 You mean this, right?
Interesting. Very interesting.
I have a heart attack.
Okay, so this is a cursed image, and I don't like it.
God damn it. Okay,
that's
so...
one way to shield yourself from the rain.
Stop. My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when I'm making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought you would have had... It was you who asked me. Could you bring another... Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident?
Alana, that's...
I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them.
I'm gonna dangle my keys to keep their attention.
Is that Camilla?
Yes.
Camille? How do you pronounce her name?
Booby lady.
Is that Booby Lady from Fire Emblem Fates?
I mean, her eyes are up there.
Okay, that is legitimately funny, because that is actually her introduction in Warriors whenever you encounter her. She straight up says that shit. I can't believe they actually do that. Anyway.
I'm gonna get more keychains. I want to get, like, the Aegis Ninjoid plushie one.
The
Aegis plushie keychain.
Okay. Can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness. Can you stop jingling that? A witness in that case. Miss Sky was a witness?
No, not really. She's lying.
Take it from me. You don't want anything to do with serial murderers. Oh, what? Now that I've brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma? But why? Why is your name in here?
What? My name's in there? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, the SL9 incident, is that...
Okay, for like half a second, you went from sounding like fucking Joe Swanson to sounding like Hank Hill.
I don't know.
Like, that last one, you just briefly slipped into Hank Hill there, I swear.
Fucking... This thing. I want this to put on my key. Let me full screen the bitch.
That's the classification number the police used to file it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it was the Joe Darky killings. Joe Dark killings. There's no E. The E is silent, stupid.
You think that would be a great keychain for me to have?
Yeah, whatever.
She a little retarded.
Thanks, I'm gonna have to censor that.
You're welcome.
That's not even how it goes!
I don't fucking know.
Jesus.
Duh. Joe Dark. Oh, no, Lana. That's over with. No.
Emma, wait! She ran away!
My voice is changing, Lana. You brought up some PTSD, Lana.
Hey, Phoenix.
You brought up some PTSD, Lana. My voice is changing.
Oh, no. You know what? I just remembered. Did I get a piece somewhere? Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here.
Honestly, that's probably how I would have voiced Gumshoe if I was voicing him.
Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the... Stop that! Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. What are you doing?
I was doing this.
But why?
Oh, I thought it was funny.
I better take a good look at this file. Stop doing that!
Did it right next to his ear. Man, aren't you excited to finish this game?
At some point. Sadly, it ain't gonna be tonight.
Yeah, because I gotta go home, and we gotta record our other thing, and then...
Oh god, I forgot we still gotta record that. Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're doing when I get home. We gotta do that, and then we gotta...
Do each other?
Well, if you say so, come here.
Oh, no! He actually touched my back! And
I wasn't even trying
now.
to. I was trying to, like, reach out past your shoulder.
And then you wrapped your arm around my side. Oh,
oh, if you say so.
Oh,
you kind of moved into it. I didn't expect you to, like, move to the side like you did.
Ooh. That was as close to gay as I ever want to get. Anyway. Please read.
No. I gotta compose myself.
Just read it. Stop laughing! I will start reading it if you can't compose yourself.
The court will now reconvene for the trial of Ms. Lana Skye.
Emma didn't come back.
Allow me to call the next witness to the stand.
Your mother.
The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know. You're a patrolman. As for my name, if you'll listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor.
Howling wind? Never heard Edgeworth described that way before.
Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something.
What's a stripper name? The Howling Wind.
No, Phoenix, they call me Lumberjack.
I'm not even touching that one.
It's because of all the wood I carry around. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place.
Oh no, come on. You laugh like Chucky. Damn it, I broke him again. Alright, we're back.
Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? Desperado's soul's as boundless as the desert stands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English.
Day of the crime.
My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. Said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. Just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time to hit the trail. Huh? I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining.
Wow.
They shoot you for that in Texas.
Wait a minute. What do you mean 2 security systems?
I mean the security cameras on the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those.
Yes, well, what about the fingerprint activated locks on the evidence lockers?
Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those?
Oh my god. He's not being very helpful.
He's not that good with machines, or with following orders, or with tipping. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one just seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style.
But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right?
Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
No desperado I know lets rules get in his way.
No desperados I know join the police force.
So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks.
How does this guy avoid being fired?
Well, you see, you try and fire someone, they shoot you for that in Texas.
What were you doing in a place like that?
I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel steak lunches can beat that parlor's Vongol Sapaya pasta.
It was...
Is it Vongoli or Vongol? I don't fucking know.
It was at...
I only know Sapaya because I took photography classes.
It was at this moment, everyone suddenly felt a chill down their spine as he just said that. Somewhere off in the distance, I can hear someone with a particularly unpleasant voice getting mad.
Why? Angel steak lunches can beat that Perler's Vongol papaya pasta.
Yeah. He said something was better than our food. I've just picked, yeah.
Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant! I quite like the Jack in the Box tacos, Mr. Marshall. What the fuck? I hope this at least taught you a lesson.
That's strange. This is usually where Edward says, "Did you not want to race this year?"
I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Well, you've already pressed on that.
Yeah, well, I haven't actually pressed on that one. You used to be a detective, so you've used the evidence from the past, correct?
Of course, back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence.
And yet you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism?
Sorry, partner, I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works.
That's quite, incredible.
Sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence.
I know he mentions it. Or now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too.
At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? If I remember right, I was at a street side saloon at the time it went down.
Well, I'm assuming that's where I should... Would it be too early to just straight up...
Hey, motherfucker, we left your prints in there! Maybe examine the thingy-mabobber? The ID record?
Oh, yeah,
Left. Not that.
Oh, yeah, whoops. Nope, that's 4.
My God!
Hold on.
I said left!
Sorry. Yeah, well, no, because unless his is 77777.
Seems like the type of shit he'd have. Some casino shite.
So do you think I should present the... Because there is no evidence on there that it's him, unless you were to show us his ID.
Yeah.
Okay, so fingerprints then?
I suppose.
Yeah, got it! Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this. After all, you weren't in the security room at this time of the crime.
And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. Wasting my time like this. Shoot you for that in Texas.
It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint.
Huh. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. Pay my respects. That is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints will be in there.
I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your bloodstained fingerprints are at the crime scene.
Oh my god! Holy shit!
Sorry.
The blood was wiped away, however. A luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall?
The fuck is luminol? Seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders.
Huh?
Trying to get yourself shot in Texas? I take you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? About the bloodstained fingerprints? Oh,
Wrong character.
sorry, I really wanted to try mimicking your voice. About the bloodstained fingerprints. Very well. You may begin your testimony about your fingerprints found at the scene of the crime.
Just no fingerprints. Eh?
Making jokes like that, huh? Well, they shoot you for that in Texas.
Stealing jokes from the Animaniacs? They shoot you for that in Texas.
God, the fucking Animaniacs.
Bloodstained fingerprints.
Like I say, it's only natural my fingerprints be in the evidence room. I go in there, I finger stuff about once a month. Well, them just happen to be at the same place as the bloodstained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. Bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves?
What?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought, motherfucker.
He did... But...
Nope. I explained myself, I testify now. Unless you trying to go to Texas so I can shoot you for that.
I'm not crazy.
You wrap up this cross-examination.
No, I'm not crazy. That makes no fucking sense, right?
Your mama makes no sense.
I'm very confused.
See? I had nothing to do with it. The witness's explanation appears valid.
What?
Although there is room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
This guy's hiding something. I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. What the fuck?
Like I said, it's only natural for one of them just happened to be the murderer. They shoot you.
He's dancing.
They shoot you for that in Texas.
Okay, the chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1.
On the contrary, one can argue just the opposite. Chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1.
Why was it laid out like that?
Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? Bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated.
Just keep pressing them. Unrelated?
They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's gotta do a breakfast while the other's a type of murder. He's right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different.
I don't see what...
Homonyms.
Homonym.
Homonyms. Words that sound similar, but
have nothing to do, or I don't see what homonym have anything to do with this.
Well, I'm pretty sure that'll be a homophone.
How do you know that?
I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There's a bloodstain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer.
That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker.
However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint.
Oh yeah, I think we tried that too.
So that would mean the murderer, wearing gloves, happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion.
I am very confused, and I don't know why. Do you have any idea what I'm supposed to be doing right now? Because I am. Unless this should, like...
Doesn't really show much of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't show him leaving.
Yeah.
It doesn't show him touching anything.
There's still a handprint on the Blue Badger, by the way.
Yeah, and we've also established that this wasn't the murder.
Yeah.
Which means the murderer was never in here. Maybe the videotape. If not, I'm assuming it's the SL9 files. Perpetrator Joe Dark, crime, serial murder, sentence, death. Victims: Edward Dones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall.
Neil Marshall!
Related to Jake Marshall in some way. Brother, father, something like that. Head Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, witnesses Lana Skye and Emma Skye. Investigation Task Force, Executive Investigators Damon Gant, Lana Skye. Head Investigator Bruce Goodman. Investigators Jake Marshall, Angel Starr.
Yeah, we knew he was involved, but I don't...
Now he's double involved.
I don't know how that...
Well, let's scroll through.
Yeah, let's see. So he's got... Let's say it's on National Evidence Room. Some of the same plans. Let's see. I did not know what recording was. I don't think we can apply that to anything.
Not yet.
That's because you... How did you put it? Pay your respects once a month?
Yeah, that's right. That, and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said, and I say what I mean. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams.
I see.
It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker.
Apparently, his fingerprint data was never removed from the locker's program. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without even knowing it. Oh!
Are you starting to get the picture, partner?
The picture?
This seal of blood. In the desert, it's just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this.
The security tape.
As long as my trail isn't in there, can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall.
Too bad it wasn't me in the video.
Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner?
Wait.
Hold on. Pull up your evidence. I want to see everything real quick.
Yeah.
I want to see everything. Just scroll through it. Okay, keep going. Keep going.
That's everything.
Do we not have a autopsy report?
Autopsy.
There it is. So, that was caused by a 4.5-inch knife. Single stab wound was found. 36 male. Death. Okay.
That's it.
Okay. I mean, we don't have any evidence. Although, hold on.
Well, I want to check something real quick. I want to see about the footprints. There any? Yeah, there's literally no way the guy could have sneaked out.
Yeah, no way he could have, and he doesn't reappear. Let's look at the photo we have of Lana and Bruce. I doubt this will come up, the crime photo.
Oh. That? No, that's not that.
Oh, well, there's one of them.
I don't know if we actually have that docked as like a thing we can look at.
Well, because like the guy in the picture looks way taller than Goodman. Like the guy in the video, I mean.
Well, in the video, I mean, you can't see the guy's face.
Yeah, you can't see his face
but
at all.
But you can see enough to see that he has some fluff.
Yeah, which Goodman appeared clean shaven.
Well, no, if you look, he has about, the few bits we've seen, he does have something similar to what he has.
And then, like, if you pause it, he's fucking huge, too.
That might just be the angle of the camera, though.
I mean, it could be, but at the same time, the lockers are at least a dude tall, like 2 of them.
Yeah.
Like an average dude tall. Like, I know what it's like to be a big motherfucker, alright? I was significantly taller than all the lockers in my school.
I don't think this has anything significant yet. Well, clearly, I think whatever it is, we have to do a bloody handprint because it did just get updated. It's on Marshall's own locker.
That's what they updated. It was that it's on Marshall's locker.
I'm assuming that in case we might either use it now or use it later.
Probably use it later.
Well, let me just make sure.
I think now it's the videotape because he did bring that up.
Okay, too bad it wasn't me in the video. Oh, well, we're gonna press him on that. What do you mean by that?
You want to time into this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video's the only direct evidence you have.
But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots.
Blind spots?
Places you can't see.
Here we go.
The camera is panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. I guess you could just crouch underneath. If someone is familiar with the camera's position, they can leave the room without being caught on the tape.
That's why he doesn't reappear.
Yeah.
We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Oh, my neck. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now.
I mean, I guess I gotta, right?
Very well.
Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall.
Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake.
Yeah, that is true.
Now then, let's have another look at the video.
Oh my god, we have been... Oof.
Show us this incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall.
Okay, so... I think for like a brief second you can kind of see maybe his face. So you see making some red.
The blue badger conveniently hides it every time.
Yeah. His shoulder's bloody.
Yes.
Did you notice that?
Yes, I did.
Huh. Did you see that? You see it, right? That wasn't sticking out of it in the other pans.
Yeah.
Finally! Bringing our attention back to the security camera. It is a mistake I'm afraid you'll not soon forget, Officer Marshall.
The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. That's why we shoot people for stuff all the time. Could you sum up what you had to say in 8 words or less?
Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video.
Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner.
The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the
listen
white...
here, you little shite.
Sorry.
That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe.
I just find it weird that he's the one saying it. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit.
Man, poor Officer Meekins.
And...
You know,
voila!
it would be really funny if the handprint on the blue badger just never comes into play. Oh, the white cloth, it's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall?
When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera turned away.
Order! Order! We've seen that's the only... Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was opened? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. Remember, he doesn't understand the fingerprint.
I know.
Murderer needed to hide something, so he opened a locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine.
I think everyone realizes how dumb that argument is.
Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man?
This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker.
Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say he opened that locker, now prove it. Fingerprint sensor?
That's a new emotion. We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to.
What kind of crazy talk is this?
Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people in the force who don't even know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less?
What's he biting on? I only got one word for you, partner. No! Oh, sorry. No! I can't do that in a country accent.
No!
Order! Order! Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I have ever heard.
I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime.
Uh,
I think it's supposed to be like some really chewy jerky.
Yeah, it does look like jerky. Olay! Please answer the question.
What?
The fuck do you mean, Olay?
What is he now, a bullfighter?
Olay, Olay. I know what Olay means, but
That's alright.
why is he doing that all of a sudden?
That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure out the rest from here.
We can?
Have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall.
If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer.
That's right. The only possible conclusion.
Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime?
Well, he was the victim. Officer Marshall was standing right here!
Yeah, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was.
Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video was Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman.
You really think I'd wear clothes that tacky? Well, that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure.
But he didn't. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman? He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. Oh.
When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir.
Yes, and how did the Detective Goodman respond?
He said they pulled a knife for me.
Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it?
Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it.
The answer is simple. He couldn't show it.
Ah.
As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card.
Oh, I get it.
If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman.
Can we talk
Do you have anything you say about to this, Officer Marshall?
Can we talk about the fact that Officer Marshall has a knife in the courtroom that he's constantly nicking his beard with?
That is true! He's gonna snap that off soon.
You've got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence, and trying to use that, well, they shoot you for that in Texas.
Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it.
You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beer, but you don't see me complaining. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim?
Well, oh, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that.
I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems like you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. Desert heat.
This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? Uh-oh, he's gonna pull some shit.
It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics.
The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me.
Just keep pressing it! Harass
Try to
him!
think outside the box.
She's not just gonna merge over Emma?
I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather, I should look for evidence that came because he was in disguise.
Why do you think this locker was open in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it had been.
Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker.
The blood stain on his shoulder.
Yep.
According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that. He opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth?
Perhaps.
Because Meekins also said that he felt his blood, or he noticed his blood get on Goodman's jacket.
Yeah. Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions.
So the jacket is the white cloth in the locker. He had to stow it because, well, blood's a little suspicious.
So just, there was no corpse? So why did anyone think it was a murder?
Blood from Meekins.
I guess that just makes no sense to me.
I mean, we obviously know, like, there was a murder, but he can't have died in two places. Like, everybody seems to think he did.
That's weird. Anyway.
We're being set up.
I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot.
Very well. Let's take yet another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please, just show us why the witness had to open his locker.
Oh god, here we go again.
I wish we could fast forward faster.
There's Meekins creeping in on him.
Da, 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 ah! There it is. Pause.
Wait.
Pause it.
I'm trying to remember how to pause. For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room. Though I don't know why you did. I don't know what. I don't know what to. I don't know to what end yet.
Yeah.
However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show you your ID, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood.
A bloody white coat?
You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker.
Not bad, partner. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you're only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now would we?
Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did, all of it.
Alright. Seems the time has come.
He just pulls out a gun and starts shooting everyone.
I know we ain't in Texas, but if we were, we'd shoot you for this, so...
Officer Marshall's compassion.
Luckily, I brought some Texas dirt. I had to do it that day. Couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. Planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. Knocked him out. And managed to escape. Knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor.
It was way too much blood for such a small donation.
Well, I mean, if he's panicking and his heart's beating, it'll pump out more, but even then. That's exaggerating it. Had to do it that day. Couldn't just stand by and let it die.
When you say it, you mean
Do you even have to ask, partner?
the SL9 incident.
2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. The incident's not over.
But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room?
When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine.
But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? Well, I mean, we know why.
Phoenix doesn't, though.
I know.
That day was my last chance. That's why I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. Planned to take out the evidence.
Why'd you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman?
If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident.
So, that really was why Detective Goodman started filling out the lost item report.
I returned his ID card, left it on the floor of the prosecutor's office parking lot.
The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall.
So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean, the fingerprint-activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself.
Wow, that's a fucking hell of a coincidence! But he could just because a rubber glove happened to get stuck in the door? That means Detective Goodman must have opened that locker before Officer Marshall.
I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out.
Fuck it, might as well keep pressing. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off?
Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. Didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a one-in-a-million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demand to be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year.
Oh no!
No!
When did Edgeworth get so much influence?
Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. Sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything.
By the way, what happened to your knife?
Oh, you mean this one? My guy, we are in a courtroom.
I don't know what to say.
So you knocked Officer Meekins out and you managed to escape. Knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera.
So you did your research beforehand?
Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. Security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. Someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there.
That was Officer Meekins doing... Or,
No.
What was Officer Meekins doing during that time?
What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is, on that day, there wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15.
Let's just press that too. But the blood found at the scene of the crime clearly indicates a crime took place.
What are you, blind?
I bet it's the paint.
It could be that too. The victim shown on the tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. Many have tried for all the things I've done in Texas, but I'm quite good at dodging shots after growing up in Texas. So you stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone.
Ooh.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor.
Oh, the plot thickens! Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing?
Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. And if you ask me a question I don't like, well, they shoot you for that in Texas.
Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID? Injuring a police officer? This is no small offense.
Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. You can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. They shoot you for this kind of thing
Not
in
that salary
Texas.
cuts are ever a valid solution.
They shoot you for this kind of thing in Texas, Officer Marshall. I'm sure you know that. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one's mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with.
The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more.
Can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why?
Well, we know why. It's because of who the victim was.
Present!
Being that. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident.
Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner.
I have the SL9 incident file right here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In the list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man?
Neil Marshall. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago, he received the same lousy prosecutor award you got.
Ah.
What? A prosecutor?
He must have been talking about the King of Prosecutors Award.
Now I remember, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands.
But what's his relation to you?
He was my brother.
God, he looks weird without the hat.
Oh, we've only seen him with the hat.
I know, but it looks really weird.
He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, the then Deputy Chief of Police.
Well, that explains who's down there now.
The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and he was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least according to public records.
What do you mean?
My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me.
Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime.
That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence.
Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled.
Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department.
Chance. It's gotta be more than just that.
So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one.
Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye.
But wait! A verdict wasn't reached until in yesterday's trial.
Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today.
But...
There's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. Seems to me, the boys got the draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries of the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Our sole murderer took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. The testimony of one Ms. Angel Star is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less.
In the next episode.
Yep.